Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hope you're all well. Ramadan Kareem to you all. Inshallah, the blessed last 10 days are here. They have begun. Alhamdulillah. It's a great opportunity for all of us. And I say this as a reminder to myself, first and foremost, that this is really a time for us to start focusing on individual ibadah, and focusing on some kind of private worship, some kind of seclusion, spending time in isolation, where we can really focus on our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's a lot of things that are going on in our lives. There's a lot of needs, a lot of problems, a lot of requests that we have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it could be in terms of marriage, struggling to get married, maybe we're struggling in our marriages, maybe we're going through some financial difficulty, maybe our rizq is tight and we're asking Allah for expansion, maybe we're having some health problems, maybe we're struggling with our iman, and our level of iman, and we're maybe feeling that this Ramadan we haven't quite fulfilled our objectives and fulfilled our goals that we had for this month. But all of those things are probably true for many of us, and even those of us who are quote unquote successful in this life from a worldly perspective, or even even in terms of spiritual, from a spirituality perspective, we may feel that alhamdulillah we have a beautiful relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but there's always room for expansion, there's always room for promotion, right? So I think we should all have this endeavor and this himma, this high himma and vigor and enthusiasm to inshallah push through in these last few days, especially in the odd nights, and depending on which calendar you're following, the odd nights could be any could be all of these last 10 nights, right? So I think it's just really imperative that we focus on our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We try to spend some time in solitude, and for brothers, obviously, it would be recommended if we can spend some time in the masjid, in itikaf. If you can't do the full 10 days, then try to do nafal itikaf, where you can spend some time, a couple of days or something. So I myself am traveling. I'm in Istanbul at the moment. Alhamdulillah, beautiful masjid here that I'm in, and it's not really possible for me to do the full 10 days, although I did have intention. But inshallah, I will endeavor to spend some time in itikaf, and I'm in the process of trying to make some arrangements. And sisters, you can also do itikaf at home. Have a place of prayer in your home, a prayer niche. It could be a room, it could be a corner of a room, just a dedicated space which is dedicated to ibadah, and you pray there, and you read your Quran there, and you do contemplation, and you sit there sometimes and just think about the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you and bestowed upon us all. And that place of prayer, that place in the home becomes full of barakah, and it's angels descend from the heavens to places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned, where Allah's name is mentioned, right? So just imagine that, having that place in your home where it's always dedicated to ibadah, how much peace you'll feel, no matter how much troubles you're going through in life. You could find this little piece, this little area in your house which could give you some peace and some tranquility in amongst all of the hustle and bustle and the stresses and strains of everyday life with family and friends and children and just problems that we're going through on a day-to-day basis. So I thought I'd just share this message. I'm in a beautiful place, and I'm thinking of beautiful people, our brothers and sisters around the world, and I thought I'd say a few words. Obviously, I'm most in need of the reminder, first and foremost, but the more we talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more we talk about His greatness, the more we utter the name of Allah on our lips, and talk about the importance of Iman, then inshallah it helps to fill the void in our own heart, and the one reminding is sometimes the one who's most in need. So I hope that is beneficial for you, inshallah. Some pointers, some tips that we've heard from our teachers and our sheikhs, which maybe I can share with you, is especially for those of you who are in itikaf, whether it's brothers in the masjid, sisters in the home. Sisters, by the way, you can do itikaf in your homes as well. You know, it can be just for however long you can do it, half a day, 2 days. And of course, you'll have chores to do, you'll have responsibilities that you need to take care of. So when that happens, you deal with whatever responsibilities and chores you have. If that means having to go out the house, then fair enough. But then come back to that dedicated space, you know, and you'll feel a lot more productivity if you know there's a dedicated space in your home which is dedicated to ibadah, which is where you're going to be performing your seclusion and your nafil itikaf, and you'll feel a lot of barakah as a result of that. But some pointers would be trying to prioritize the prayers. So, you know, you should know what time the prayer starts and have your wudu and be ready for the prayer, you know, rather than rushing, trying to fit the prayer in. Let the prayer come to us, alhamdulillah, you know, and with grace and humility and with, you know, dhikr and doing istighfar and sending salawat upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That will be a beautiful way to really welcome the prayer. And Ramadan and especially the last 10 days in itikaf gives us the opportunity to do that. Also, really prioritize dua. You know, this is fundamental. But there's a couple of, you know, things which I think need to be mentioned, is that the time of suhoor and the time of iftar, these are blessed opportunities which I think that we should take advantage of. So making dua during iftar and making dua during suhoor time, just put 5-10 minutes aside. Make sure you've had your food. It is iftar time before you actually eat anything, you know, and just take advantage of this. It's a blessed time. It's a time for dua to be accepted, and most of us are busy cooking or on the phone, or, you know, if it's sahur time, we're either sleeping in or we miss the opportunities, right? So really golden opportunities to get those du'as accepted, to find your ideal spouse, to overcome those challenges in marriage, have the barakah, the expansion in your wealth, all the other needs, you know, to elevate your iman, which is the most important thing that we should be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, that we leave this world with our iman intact. Allahumma ameen. This is the most blessed thing that Allah can gift to all of us. And so yeah, I mean, you know, prioritizing the prayers, trying to pray on time, and you know, just having some time for dhikr, trying to reflect upon the meanings of the Quran. You know, it's important to just recite at this time, but if we can focus on the meaning of the Quran, I think that would really be something which would, you know, give us some lessons moving forward. So inshallah, we'll maybe end it there. There's so many other pointers and so many other tips that we can share, you know, like reflecting on the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, the 99 names of Allah, and focusing on those. Just kind of walking around the masjid now, but alhamdulillah, I think that you know, there's a few things there. Hopefully there was some benefit in some of the advice that's been shared, inshallah, to you all. So inshallah, please keep me in your du'as as well. I would be very grateful if you could just spare a prayer for me, and pray for, you know, my salvation, my guidance, and pray for guidance coaching as well, that we can spread this work and reach more and more people, inshallah. Looks like the people are coming to the masjid now, so inshallah I'll end it here. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.